Hello, welcome back guys on my channel. I hope that you guys are doing good. As you can see through my screen, yes, it is a black myth Wukong which was recently cracked by voice 38, and you already know that I don't even have that much of a good PC because most of the time that I upload on my channel is none other than going to be some kind of a RX 550, GT 610. Those are a low end or lower than low end graphics card where you can even just totally afford. So this kind of graphics card does not even able to play this kind of a AAA games, but sometimes if the game is much more optimized, you could even just play, which I already make a several video on it. And I already know that I was kind of a very much of a inactive on my channel. The last video that I upload, it was 8 months ago, and you people who already subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. It is very much mean to a lot, and you haven't even unsubscribed me just because of you already know that how much of I was inconsistent. But why am I totally back right now? There was kind of a things what's happening to my life, which is none other than my PC was dead in December 31st night, which was the before 26, and it was actually ironic to see that I was very much of a sad, and I don't even have that much of a budget to buy a new PC. But in that time I just totally bought a kind of a new PC, but that was a Zen 4, which was Ryzen 5600g. You already know that how much of a powerful CPU it was in back in 2021. Even to this day it is actually powerful because it consists of integrated GPU, which is a Vega 7, and I was kind of shocked to see that how much powerful this CPU and also GPU combo can give you to a certain games. Anyway, I was really tried to buy a Zen 5 processor, which is consist of a Radeon 780 or a 840. Those are kind of a much more powerful than the Vega 7, but the budget was tight in that time, and also you already know that how much of a AI can affecting into the computer market, and so many inflation was happening here and there. It was actually hard for me to make a decision, but I make a decision to buy a Zen 4. So I was kind of a dedicated myself to buy another GPU in future, but it is not that right now. My target would be Intel Arc A580, which is a moderate card. You can consider it is a better than the GT 1660 Super. So this is actually very much a powerful GPU if you somehow afford it. Anyway, the thing about this Black Myth Wukong, this game was released back in 2024, and it was actually make a sensation between the gaming community. Why am I saying this? Because in that time people were only known the Souls like games only become the kind of a software from software, which is none other than the known for the Dark Souls, and also making another sequel game which is the Elden Ring. Those games are actually very much well known into the gaming community because those games are not even something that you can just totally open up the game and totally hack and slash hold through the enemies boss. It was kind of a game where you have to immerse yourself, know the total basic of learnings, total know the mechanics, how the boss works, and boss are not even some things like a clockwork. Yes, there are some limitations. This is a computer generated bosses, so some limitation there, but you have to die multiple times to know their limitation, that when they what kind of attack they are going to do and what kind of phases they have in that time. So it was actually very much challenging to the player base. Some of the player took a higher amount of challenge where they just totally make themselves level 1 players and beating a level 100 bosses to kind of do a cheap damage and somewhat defeating them. It was kind of a challenging. People are really like to put themselves into a challenge in these types of games, so that games actually become a very much of a popular and also become a win a game of the year in that year. So that was actually the total of a brief discussion. The main thing is that from that today I cannot even upload a RX 550 and also another GT 1030 types of gaming testing on my channel. Why am I saying this? Because you already get it what kind of things already happened to me. So from today I'm going to upload only the Vega 7 5600G, which is the integrated GPU. It is actually similar to RX 550. If you are one of those guys who actually subscribe to my channel for only the RX 550 or GT 1030, you might not even just totally go off right away, because the things that I am using Vega 7 similar to those GPUs. Anyway, the main thing is that this game, which is a Black Myth Wukong, the thing is that the settings that I am currently using, which is none other than the 720p settings, already off the frame rate cap. My GPU is not even that high where I have to lock the frame rate. Even hitting the 60 fps is actually hard, so am I going to frame cap according to my PC configuration. So the motion blur is off. It is another annoying things which I always off before playing any of those games. And another thing is that always all the things are low settings, and also frame generation. Yes, this is another hot topic in a gaming space, is that if you just somehow enable the frame generation, it will give you a fake frame. If I just give you an example, little bit of a demonstration, is that you see that my FPS is showing 56 or 59, and also sometimes character response is kind of clunky. What I'm trying to say here, the response is very low. If I just press W, it takes 1 or 2 seconds time to respond that character's movement. But if I just somehow disable this frame generation, then you might even see some kind of like a choppy gameplay. But the choppy gameplay is not even the fake things, it is actually the FPS that your configuration is actually having right now, which is a 48 or 44. You can see that almost every places. So this is the things that you have to remember before just putting yourself in a frame generation. But sometimes looking the fake frames and also looking a smooth gameplay, much people are prefer to have the frame generation instead of these things. Now frame generation is only be helpful if it is like a story mode game, just like the Black Myth, Wukong and any other games. But other than that, I'm not saying that using it on online gaming, or you can say the PvP multiplayer games, because those games one responses very matter. If you somehow many seconds late to kill enemies or millisecond late to fire in front of enemy, you are going to be killed right away. Anyway, I just totally too much. That's not the main thing. The main thing is that let's see how much it can handle to this Vega 7 GPU or not. Besides, I just totally enable my frame generation and the settings that I already here, it is 720p and all the other things are totally different. I'm not going to test one of those like a game tester 1080p and also other things. Those things are not even actually viable and it is going to be waste your time. Yes, I already get in here this place. This game is actually looking good. First time I died like at least 20 times to kill the first boss. Of course, I'm not like one of those top tier gamer. When it comes to play this kind of games, I do have a mechanical issue. So I am kind of like a hack and slash guy who really love to play just like the God of Wars. But after playing this game multiple several times, it is kind of like giving me the vibe of a Genshin Impact, where a certain artifact can give you a, you see that normal attack, I cannot even dodge it. Okay, this was good. Killing this kind of small skeletons can give you XP, where you can just totally make your character much more powerful. That's the thing that you have to remember before just putting yourself in front of them. Okay, the FPS and also other things are looking very smooth, no stuttering and also no other things has been happening. The game is actually very optimized for a AAA title games. It is actually very surprising to see that it can handle the Vega 7s, which is a low-end CPUs or combo of a low-end GPU. I'm trying to find a boss. Yes, I guess this is the boss location.
This humble one's name is Guangmo.
Damn.
Should my demise come by your hands, please pass this message to my master. Searching for deity, mortals do as
This is not a gameplay, it is like a cutscene, so FPS won't even matter here.
likewise surely will conspire.
Okay. I have to heal myself at first. Oh my god. Yes. Sorry, my bad gameplay. I was very bad into these types of game. So bear with me. Heavy attack. This is actually deals kind of damage, and also these types of things can give you a dot damage, which is damage over time for a pyro infusion things. Oh my god, I don't even have many HPs left. Why are you attacking monkey? Damn, I just totally died off there. So I guess you get a glimpse that what is actually happening there. FPS could be like more than higher than that if I just totally off my OBS studio and also other things which is actually running on the background. You can see that my temperature, GPU temperature is 65, especially it is running in a summer day and I don't even have a AC on my room, so you have to bear with it. Let's see. Besides, I don't even have a whole HP on my side, so I guess this is the time where I can see that can I even totally kill right of the enemies or not. What the thing again? Yes, the more hard to kill an enemy, the more XP you can even just totally get from it. So as you can see that why I just totally died off that moment, because there was so many kind of like a key response was happening, especially I don't know how the things was working there, so I have to totally make myself clear that is my character should not even die after that. Retrieve spirit, what's the thing again? What's the retrieve spirit? So I guess you already get an idea that how the game is actually performing in this Vega 7 and also with the integrated GPU. So if you are one of those user who already have RX 550, it is not even that much of a different, but having the GPU and also CPU combo, it can give you higher amount of FPS just because of it has a 6 core and 12 thread. You already know that how much of powerful. Beside, I do have a 5600 not GT version, which is kind of like a boosted version from its original base version, so there might be like a 1 or 2 FPS difference you can even see there. Other than that, it is actually okay. And of course there are so many games already cracked, and I'm going to make all of this video and see that is this game going to be run for this PC and also for your configuration or not. So stick with me and see you on the next video. Peace.